and somebody brought it up about the school on 27th. There's this movement in a lot of the certain neighborhoods, okay, that they don't want cars going through their neighborhood. They don't want traffic. The reality is that traffic is everywhere in Miami. Our zoning code allows for continuous multiple structures with multifamily to be built. It is something that our zoning code wants, and especially if you're building along transportation corridors. And then of course they say, well, you don't need as much parking. But the reality is that we don't have good transportation. Therefore, people drive, people have cars, people need to move around the city. I live in the city of Miami in a street that is what I call the cut-through street that goes out to Bird Road by Douglas Park and the English Center. I've been there since I'm 13, and I've never had a problem with the traffic. And there is traffic, trust me, okay? I pay taxes on all the other streets in the city of Miami, just like everybody here pays taxes on my streets. There's this movement of, I don't want cars going through my neighborhood. I don't want cars in my street. I don't want people driving here. So they start closing off streets and making cul-de-sacs that really aren't cul-de-sacs. You know, you need to think about the bigger picture when these things come before you. And I know some of this never gets to you because it's resolved at PZAB, but you're not there to vote anymore, but you are. And when these things come before you and appeals and things like that, you need to look at the bigger picture and think that everybody pays taxes on all the city streets. And we all have an equal right to drive through and park on these streets.
Let me tell you, I think there's and maybe at the risk of being a little controversial in my comments, I think that there's a lot of differences of opinion on this issue. And it gets very heated, because I've seen some pretty heated discussions. I think there's a difference, just me personally, I think there's a difference between density and traffic, right? And there is we are going to a world, that's just my personal perspective, hopefully with less and less cars. That's the world that I see.
Do you know of something that's going to happen that we don't know that's going to give us better transportation?
Oh, a lot of things.
'Cause
that's all I do all day long. A lot of things.
We're
that's
getting more Metro Rail.
We're building on Metro Rail stations. We're building on Metro Mover stations. You're seeing electric scooters. We have a trolley system that is the only system in Dade County that's a public transportation system that's increasing in ridership. It's free. So there's a lot of things that are happening that are getting us less reliant on cars. Cars are becoming autonomous, or will become autonomous in the future. So there's ride sharing. A lot of people are not even buying cars now. So things are changing. I can promise you that, and they're going to change very, very rapidly. So we'll see how that impacts our public policy decisions. But there is I can tell you, it's probably in the 8 years that I was commissioner, one of the things that creates the most animosity and tension in terms of a difference of opinion on that issue.
I just want to say one thing. I have no problem if we really did have good transportation. However, bicycles, scooters, all these things, we live in a city that it rains more than 6 months out of the year. It's hot, it's muggy, people can't go to work. It's great for tourists, people who have, aren't in a hurry to get anywhere, but our trolley system, as great as it is for, on the weekends and things like that, it's not a reliable mode of transportation when you're going to work, because it takes a long time. So I just want you to think about that yes, we are building a city for the future, but we have to deal with what we have now.
And before Manuel jumps in and maybe offers a good counterpoint to whatever I'm going to say, the other thing that's happening is people are working more from home. You have the ubiquity of teleconferencing with phones, so the world is rapidly changing. We have co-working spaces that are popping up everywhere so that it's decentralized, so you can walk to work rather than have to drive to work. So that's the world that I'm seeing, and it's happening not only in Miami, it's happening across the United States.
Is the city going to set an example by having their employees working from home?
It would be great. It'd be fantastic. I think that's I think we should think about that.
Yes.
I think you like that now, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, according to that comment of yours, I believe that sometimes we go to and I'm very honest. I always say what I feel. I see people that they go and they travel abroad and they go to places like Rotherham, for example, and they see those people, beautiful people, riding bicycles, going to work, and all of that. Rotherham, I said, well, you say very seldom rain. Temperature is in the 60s, 70s, and it's a very small town. There's no such a dependency as we have, unfortunately. When this city was developed, it was not planned the way they should have been. Our mass transit is a mess. And we have to be pragmatic, and we have to know that although we can keep on solving, trying to get more people into mass transit and provide mass transit that is efficient, we have, and now there is a problem with people that they go to work and they come through those neighborhoods. What we have to do is to try to make it as difficult as for them to come through those neighborhoods, that instead of saving 5 minutes as they think that they're going to save, make them lose 10 minutes and push them into the main thoroughfares, so the neighborhoods won't suffer that much. And if they go through a neighborhood, they go at a speed that it doesn't present any danger. That is my view, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on it.
I agree 100% with everything that Commissioner said. I don't think our neighborhood streets are the solution to mass transit problems.
I just want to add one more thing. If you sponsor an ordinance, I just want to add this from my experience. You sponsor an ordinance to cut the extensions on code enforcement. That's a good thing for the people who are blatantly, ignoring the rules. However, I do want.
He's working on it right now.
However, when you do that, I want you to take into account that some of these people, and they are elderly, that have had homes with violations for many, many years. It's not just the people with illegal units, you affect everyone. It takes a long time to get through the building department, and let me say, not just the building department. That's where you get the permit, but through all the departments in the city
there's
to
one
get a
thing
permit.
that I want to run through you. You see, I know that there are some people that they have bought, they have bought a house, and then people that are elders, and then they are retired, and they have those homes for many, many years. And finally, they they have a little porch or something like that. They're just not up to code, really. I was thinking of legislating some sort of moratorium or a time, give them a time without cost, of permit cost, that they can bring it up to code. So they don't have to live with this Damocles blade on top of the head. So we have to help also our population. We have particularly in areas like this one around here, Yeah.
I tell you, the only thing I want right now is a transcript of the special masters. Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, well, either or. Yeah. Transcript would be better. Yeah. Okay. They got the software. Shit. Iris can produce anything. Okay. Right. Yeah, I heard that conversation, and then he wants to know whether or not the city could sue, somebody who makes a comment, and he talks about the ethics commission and all that. Yeah, I heard all that. Right. Right. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Listen, I don't want to get. Again, I've got 14 stories. I mean, I just put a huge story up today about the electronic scooters, and now I'm listening to audio or video of supposedly the mayor talking about how he loves scooters at a city meeting over the weekend. And it's like, well, motherfucker, they're illegal. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. All right, we'll sort it out.